Texas!
He's a 10.
I choose this family.
Hey guys, we're finally back.
Woohoo!
Welcome
Woo!
to episode 119 of 911 Lone Star Roundup. I'm one of your hosts, Katie, and with me are my lovely co-hosts, Grace and EJ.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
So today we are going to be doing like a guest catch-up episode, like what have we been up to, talk about like our plans for like podcasts and stuff, what we'll be doing, and talk about our wish list, theories, and everything else, I guess. This episode is going to be a little bit chaotic because it's going to be basically like 100 things thrown into one.
Right.
So
So
that's
buckle
okay.
up.
Yeah, so we're throwing so much into it, but it'll just be like the one shop stop kind of thing for like all things Lone Star and 911. And I don't know, it's a good way to get started, I guess. Get back to it. So yeah, let's get to it. I guess I'll start. What have we been up to? I don't know. I feel like it hasn't been that long since we recorded. It's been like maybe like 4 months. It feels like forever. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And end of May?
Yeah, like the end of May.
I'll be honest, I
think
have no concept of time.
that's my
You could
thing.
tell me it was
like,
a year ago and I'd be like, okay, yeah,
You're like,
sure.
okay. Yeah.
It feels
Whatever you
Oh my
say.
gosh.
it just feels so much longer because we've talked a couple times in between then. But I don't know. Time's just weird. Like it feels like forever. I don't know. I've just like a lot like after we recorded and also during when we were recording, I was working a lot and stuff. And then I don't know. I like went to a concert in the summer. I small things there and there. But the most exciting thing about my life is we adopted a little fur baby.
Aw.
Mhm.
Yay, another puppy.
Little baby.
Yes, another puppy, little Danny and stuff. So that's the exciting thing about my life. We adopted him in like the end of August. So that's like my little excitement and stuff. So it's nice to have like two doggies in the house. We have my brother's dog Winston, and then now we have Danny, and they're like little best friends.
Danny and Winston. Let's see. So we okay, so May that we recorded. So so the live-in caregiving job that I was kind of doing ended, and so I moved back in with a friend of mine for a few weeks, and then I went and house sat for a friend and just got back and moved into my new place with my new roommate. Stayed in the same city, just moved to a different house. Been working on my business, doing some web design, doing some a little bit of writing. That's kind of been hit or miss because of, life. Gone on a few little road trips and adventures here and there. Did I go to any I don't think I did any concerts this summer. I know there was one, but I think we're still recording when I last went to that concert. Yeah, so I've had some downtime. My friend was out of town for like 2 weeks, so I went down and was house sitting for her. So it was nice to have her place all to myself. But it was also weird because she wasn't there, and I'm normally down there when she's there. Yeah, so I'm excited. I just moved into this new place. It's great lady that I'm living with, and it's our place. It's not like I'm renting a room from her or she's renting a room from me or anything. So it's nice. We get to kind of make it our own and getting a good deal on it, and I'm grateful for it. So yeah, not a ton going on. I'm excited to get back to more of the podcast because I definitely have missed chatting with you guys. And
I know I missed you guys. I
Oh
miss
my
you guys
gosh.
so
I
much.
know.
I miss the recording. I miss the talking to you
Yeah.
guys. We always say we're gonna keep in touch, and then we like have like 2 Zooms in the summer, and then it's like we go like a month or more before we chat again. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's been nice that like as we've started to get more information about the seasons and when the shows are gonna come back, that we've been kind of communicating, because I've definitely really enjoyed reconnecting and hearing all the stories. And man, you should hear some of the stories that we would get off the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Part of me, part of us. So yeah, how about you, Grace? What's up?
Jeez. Let's see. We still have been recording when I got back from England, so I guess I'll use that as the standpoint. Honestly, just mainly been working a lot this summer. I over Labor Day weekend, I went to a music festival in Virginia.
Nice.
With my step family. That was a lot of fun. I went last year as well. It's really, it's cool. It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe there. Let's see, what else have I been doing? You know what? Buying way too many books.
Honestly, same. Like,
I think I bought some. I haven't read a single one.
okay, yeah.
Oh, I haven't said I read them. I've just
Okay.
bought them. And I have ambitions of doing like a booktube or something like that. And you know what? I want to do that. I think I probably will at some point, but that requires energy and time
I
and
hear you there.
reading.
Right?
None of which, I necessarily am great at doing at the moment. But yeah, it's been an interesting last few weeks in particular because I was involved in a car accident about 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago. I'm fine. I was not at fault.
Thankful for
Sadly,
that.
yeah, had to replace my car sadly because she was old and the damage totaled her. But just bought a new car, so my stress might finally start going down. But I will tell you
job.
that over the 3 weeks I had to deal with car things, I had exactly 2 stress reliefs: buying books and going to see Deadpool and Wolverine for 6 times
Oh my
in theater.
I think the last time we talked, there wasn't 6 yet.
Nope, it's 6. And I am holding on my self-control by a thin margin to go see it. I will just say, if you have not watched already and you are of the age that can watch R-rated movies and are of the inclination to do so, do so. It is the gayest thing I've ever watched, and I've read and watched gay erotica. So if that says anything.
You know, I am great. I haven't seen the movie yet. I am grateful for it though, because it is put NSYNC back on the charts. And
True.
I graduated high school the year Grace was born, so that kind of ages me a little bit. But
And this
NSYNC
was
was my
first
group
real-
when I was in my high school era, junior high and high school. So like bye bye bye, all that. Like I remember those days. So like I love that NSYNC's getting out there again. So
Honestly, yeah, Deadpool Wolverine brought a different
Yeah.
generation into appreciating NSYNC. There's just
yeah.
nothing quite like watching Ryan Reynolds dance during a very murdery scene to Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah.
There's just something special about it. So yeah, that has largely been my summer.
Yeah.
Too much money is spent on books and movie tickets, and the rest of the time trying to earn that money.
Right.
So that's it for me, though. Like, it's honestly been a decently chill summer outside of small personal dramas. Like, I actually feel
Yeah.
like could have been a lot worse. Could have been better in some ways, but could have been a lot worse. I think it's been overall pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, I wasn't even gonna touch on the drama going on in my life. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. There's a mountain. I'm done. Like nope. Not
We'd be
talking
here
about
for a very long time.
Right.
And you know what? I have therapy for that. Also, highly recommend that.
it. Yes, highly
I
recommend.
love
Mental health
that.
is important.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Heck yeah. Feelings.
Yeah, I guess we'll get into the news. So there's quite a few news things and stuff. So the first one that came out there was that Sierra will not be returning for season 5. This is like over like contract negotiations and stuff. So unfortunately she will not be returning. So basically the stuff that we saw at the end of the last season was basically it. And they had to come up with some way to like somewhat close the storyline or to like do something that they weren't obviously planning
Right.
and stuff. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah. And I think that was one of
Yes.
the first big news things that dropped about Lone Star. Aside from
Yeah.
the fact that they were
Yeah.
postponing it and not bringing it back until like fall of 24.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
And
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they do here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very like I'm not really nervous about it because I don't think anything's super drastic, but I'm like I don't know, like I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I have some I
Yeah.
don't know. I have some like ideas.
Yeah. I did
Some things
see
I have a
they're
couple
already
theories.
they're already dropping some like clips of the show because we're recording this just a couple days before the show comes back, and I think I've already seen a released clip that she's doing the good Lord's work. So it makes me makes me think that she's doing some sort of like mission trip or something like that with the church.
Yeah, that was my thought, especially with news that we're going to be talking about next. I was like, that is the kind of storyline that they can do in this, and they're not being forced to do something more drastic.
Yeah, because we all agreed that Judd and her were at such a good place that there was no chance that like she would leave him or anything like that. So
Right, yeah.
And killing her off screen was never going to be
Yeah,
a good option. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, and I did
So.
read like an interview recently with one of the other showrunners, and he was like, "Yeah, I told Sierra like if she ever wanted to come back, like you always have a place on the show. Like if you ever want to be here, like just let me know or something like that along the lines of that." And so
Yeah.
that's good at least. And then for a while there was like hypothetical talk of like season 5 of Lone Star being the last season, or like a season 6 would be unlikely. And this is like something that was just put out there like I want to say like a few months ago, like while they were still filming. And stuff, and so that was put out there, and so it was like kind of weird. And then of course there was like it was just out there, and then like other stuff was out there, and then they were airing promos and it was saying like the final season. Then they had to pull those off TV because that information wasn't like on any of the reliable like press sites or anything like that. Like nobody knew
Yeah.
about it. And then like a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, it was actually like confirmed saying, oh yeah, this is going
Yeah.
to be the final season. Like, and we're only getting 12 episodes for this.
Mm.
12 episodes has got a
Ew.
lot to fill. A lot.
Yeah.
Gonna be enough, I bet.
It's like
They're gonna have a lot to do here.
yeah, I'm like it's gonna be hard. Like I'm sure they can do it. I know they said they're gonna like put the most into these episodes, but like it's like in the grand scheme of things, it's so small for like how much they have to cover.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we left the season on a high note, but a low note too. And like, wow, we're gonna jump right in. I'm curious what kind of time jump it is.
Yeah, a year.
Yeah.
I did see that
Mm.
they
Year.
said it was going to be a year at a time, which I
That
would
makes sense
hope
because they have to
so.
explain a little bit because the show hasn't been around for what, about a year, 15 months.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to explain like Charlie being bigger and
Yeah.
like some of the other changes that we're also going to talk about coming around. If we're opening up with those instead of showing the progression to those, then they're going to need to really solidly explain. And honestly, they don't have a lot of wiggle room. They can't push storylines off to another season because there won't be another season. So
No.
yeah, it was definitely I think we were all talking about it, and I think we all are kind of in agreement that we're all disappointed, clearly, but I think in the end we're not all that surprised because again, as Katie mentioned, this has been floating around for a while, which I'm kind of glad it's been floating around for a while. That way we didn't just get smacked with it in the face.
Yeah, the shock wasn't like that shocking because like
Yeah.
it was kind of out there.
Yeah.
Well, like obviously we hoped for different, but
Right,
yeah,
of course.
of course.
but all good things come to an end at some point, and that will be the same for the Mothership show eventually as well, even though I hope that lasts a good long while longer.
Yeah.
And it's got good potential for that. And we're just we're going to be making the best of it and enjoying Lone Star as we get it.
Yeah.
And we're going to make the best out of these next 12 episodes.
Yeah, and we're not going anywhere. We still have
Oh
911.
yeah. Takes more than that to get the bus.
And
Yeah, we're here.
We're here.
Yeah, and I feel like it's bittersweet because I do feel like there were some storylines that really kind of showed that they were working about planning the end of the series. But in the last like few days, we have gotten some hopeful like stuff that I know Katie's gonna talk about. So like, well, maybe we've got something else to look forward to on the horizon. And like you said, we're gonna be here, and 911 is still around. And hell, there's even talk of what was it? What did they say? Another spinoff or something? So like hard telling what but we're sticking around, which I love.
Yeah, and we can always rewatch the show and like talk about it. Like like
we will analyze this to the ground. Do you think we've already done that? No.
Right.
We
haven't covered it all yet.
We could do like a second rewatch and go back to the beginning, talking about it all again.
Those scenes that we've like glossed over to like make it a shorter podcast. Well, we can go back to those very specific scenes that were not all that important and analyze the depths. We're fine, guys.
Yeah, for sure. But then this was dropped, and when I first saw that, I was like, wait a second. Wait, is this like fake, real? I don't know. I didn't know what to think, and I sent it to you guys like almost immediately, and I was like, I don't know what to think of this, but this is happening. So basically, at the EpicCon's convention that happened like a few weekends ago, Ronan had apparently said in one of his meet and greets that a Tarlos spinoff is quote coming and is in the works, has been for years. This spinoff will be in a different city, and I'm like, wait a second.
What?
Because like I always joked about like, oh my god, they should just get their own spinoff, and usually shows will say that, and it will never happen. And we don't know if it still will happen. We just know that the idea is out there. I did hear that like episode 7 and 9 are going to be pure Tarlos, so these episodes episodes are very important to watch for ratings because that will determine if the spinoff does happen. And like you don't have to watch live, so like if you can't watch live, don't like worry about it. Like Hulu still counts, DVR still counts, like all that stuff counts.
Well, yeah, definitely turn out for the whole season, guys. Like get the
Yeah.
ratings good. Like let the show end on like a high note. Make sure the actors know that they're loved, that the characters will be missed, that we really support their next journeys, that kind of thing. But definitely really show up for those Tarlos episodes because this sounds really interesting. Obviously, we know Ronan, Rafa, great chemistry together, great chemistry with their characters. They can carry that spinoff if they're given the chance.
I think so.
Of course, I'll be very interested to see what happens and like what they set up with that. But it's all to be seen. And obviously, it's not being promised. It's just something Ronan said. But now I'm curious. I'm like, when did they start talking about this? Why did they start? I'm very curious. I'm hoping they'll add a little bit of scoop to that at some point if this winds up being a fully fleshed idea.
Yeah, I was really shocked when I saw it. I was like, wow, okay. And at first I was like, no, this is just some like random fan making up something. And then I realized I'm like, no, this is like summary of like his panel at Epicons. And I was like, oh, so like that might be a thing. Okay, so this isn't just a joke. This is legit. And I was like, well, if you've been living under a rock or you haven't been paying attention to spoilers, Carlos has a job change, kind of different company he's working for. And so I'm like, technically he could work in any city in Texas. So I'm curious if that's the route they're going or if they're planning on something different. I'm like, I don't even know if it would be like a 911 like series or if it would be like more of a sitcom or what. So I'm really curious. Like, I'm really hoping we do show up and prove like them wrong, like that Lone Star should be sticking around and give those ratings what we want, like what they deserve. So one, we can possibly get the spinoff, but also to show Fox, hey y'all, you're canceling something you shouldn't have,
Yeah, and who knows, maybe Fox wouldn't even be the one if this does happen.
That's what I'm thinking.
To like make it like it could be literally any other network, even like
maybe ABC picks it up.
Because like my thing with this was when I heard about it, I was like, that kind of makes sense because Tarlos has like a really big fan base already, so people are going to watch it either way. And they could also still bring back, even if it wasn't like full time, they could bring back some of the other characters to pop in.
Marshawn, Paul, Judd, like depending on what Rob Lowe's doing, I would expect him most of all to pop in because he's TK's dad. But I also have theories regarding all that. So I don't know. But we're gonna see.
I did see an interview with Rob on a TV show where he said they knew that this was their final season while they were filming.
Yeah.
Like from the start, I think. So that makes a lot of sense because I don't know, like once this like news came out, I was just like, okay, that like this is kind of like making a little bit of sense because like everyone was just so active and stuff. Like Rafa was posting a lot of behind the scenes and he normally doesn't all the time. And like I just felt like they're a pretty active cast, but like everybody was being just like so active and I was like, okay, something's up.
I noticed like there were comments made in some of their posts that were very like final, like grateful for working with these people, such amazing friends, have them for a lifetime, things like that. And I'm like, say this. So which I think is why I'm not like sobbing my eyes out upset that it's when we got the news that it was canceled, because it's kind of like I've kind of prepared myself for that news to come.
Yeah, that's kind of how I thought. Like when I thought about the ending of the series, I always thought that I would be super upset, and I didn't think that's one of the reasons I'm not, just because it wasn't like we were blindsided by it. Like if we were blindsided, I would have been so upset because like the show has like obviously brought us together. Like it's meant so much for me because when the show came out, I was like sort of a dark time in my life, so like it was like a light. And like when season 1 ended, it was during COVID and I remember watching it like every day, like literally almost every episode every single day for like weeks, like, so it's just meant a lot. So
and you were mentioning the interview that Rob did. I think maybe in the same interview or maybe a different one, they asked him what he took from set.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And he was talking about how a few years ago he almost lost his house in one of the fires there in California, and he didn't have turnouts, but all the firefighters did. And so he was like, he took his turnouts which are they're real turnouts for the show, because sometimes they're around flames and stuff, so they have that. But I was like that's a good one to take.
I know.
How'd
Honestly,
you get that
never will
offset,
go
though?
wrong to have fire turnouts
Nope.
handy.
I would take that too, not even just for that reason, but just because like that has your character's name on it. I feel like what are they gonna do with it? Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, literally nothing. And then this is like all the things that most of the things we know about season 5. So the big emergency is gonna have to do with a train derailment, which I know some people are like, wait, they did that at 911, but like
Yeah.
things cross
Mhm.
over. It happens. And I think theirs is gonna be different because there's like other parts that have to do with it. And then
Yes. Yeah, chlorine's like gas spill or something, and that stuff's toxic.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah,
Mm.
that does happen. But this is apparently what they said we can expect from this season. So in the 5th season, Captain Shannon and Vega, along with the 126 team, race into action when a multi-episodic opening storyline, a catastrophic train derailment, endangers several lives, including some of their own, with Judd resigning from the 126 to take care of his recently handicapped son Wyatt. Owen must find a new lieutenant to replace Judd and has a difficult decision ahead of him. Both Marjan and Paul apply for promotion. Tommy is ready to take the next steps in a relationship, but she finds the road to happiness is filled with obstacles. On his 30th birthday, TK gets a surprise visit from someone from his past that could change his and Carlos's lives forever. Now officially husband and husband, TK and Carlos's marriage is put to test when Carlos becomes obsessed with solving his father's murder. And when this came out, I know everyone smiled. Everyone's like, I swear to God, if it's Alex, I'm gonna be so mad. And
Oh,
I'm
God.
not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I got that. I was like, I swear to God, we went through 5 seasons of the show, and then I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's not that.
Yeah. No, I mean, so considering the fact of how active I've been on 911 like fandom lately, you'd think I would know shit about Lone Star. No. In fact, I read the document. I was like, oh, is that happening? Like, I am here for the ride. I'm going to enjoy. I have not even tried. I'm like, I am here for the ride. I'm going to love this shit, but I have no idea what's happening. And so I read that synopsis in our notes document. And I was like, Alex? And I was like, no. So I had that whole thing, like, guys, like an hour ago.
I was like, I'm breaking
and
my
I was
TV
like-
if that happens. I will throw
Oh,
up
I
at it.
I'm showing up at Fox headquarters. I mean, I have a bone to pick with them in general.
Guys, want to go
But,
on a road trip? Fox, here we go.
Let's go.
Right.
I just got my new car. It's spacious. We can all go. Yeah. No. So I just think yeah. Fortunately, I really don't think it's gonna be that. I mean, if it is, I really hope he shows his face and then immediately gets crushed by a boulder. Or maybe the train falls on him.
Wow.
Well,
I don't think the train will happen, only because we already had an ex coming back for Buck, so I don't think
Yeah.
they'll do that again.
True, we don't need
I
that.
swear to God, I would
But
literally.
if he comes back, that's what I want to have happen.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Even Ronan is like, I hope we never meet that asshole. So I'm like,
I'm pretty sure
Agreed.
if they ever proposed that, Ronan would just be like, no.
I will not show up that day. Same,
Right?
dude, same.
I'll be like, oh no.
But I'm pretty sure it has to do with Enzo and Jonah, especially since like it was
Yeah.
confirmed that we will
finally
see
getting
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about. Like we've been wanting to meet Enzo since like we found out about Enzo.
Right?
So that's really exciting. And I know they have like big game changing stuff planned for the season. Like they have plenty of stuff planned, which is good. And one of the other things that was in an interview or something basically said that Carlos is following in his late father's footsteps as Texas Ranger. TK's half brother Jonah is arriving. Owen deals with the emotional turmoil after his part in his brother's death. Paul and Marjan, of course, the lieutenant stuff. Judd retiring and because of his son Wyatt's injury, and they're doing unexpected things that lead to beautiful storylines. Sierra is not returning and stuff, which I'm because the first synopsis when that came out, that was like, I forget, a few months ago. Okay, when they said like people being injured, including one of their own, my brain was like, don't tell me, because this is like, I want to say not too long after like the thing with Sierra was like that was said. I was like, don't tell me they're literally gonna like have her somehow be on the train and like she dies or something. That's just where
Mhm.
my brain went.
Mm,
For sure. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know that I have a theory as far as like who's in danger, but like, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, whoever it is.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then like the season 5 premiere synopsis is like 126 race into action when an armored truck and its guards are attacked by a group of masked men. Carlos, in his new job as a Texas Ranger, is assigned to investigate the case. Owen attends a group therapy with Tommy to deal with his brother Robert's death. Both Marjan and Paul apply for the open lieutenant position, replacing Judd, who finds himself lost without his old job. Wyatt begins work at the call center, and a major train derailment signals tragedy. And I'm just like, so much. I don't know. The like Carlos Texas Ranger thing is like sort of a flip, but it's also like not a flip because like after what happened at the end of last season, I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of expected that.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm calling it now, and I may be wrong.
I'm here for it.
But I have a funny feeling he decided to do Texas the Rangers because I think he believes there's a mole in the Rangers,
Oh,
and
I
he
see that. I
joined
see
For
to
sure.
that.
see if he
Yeah.
can dig in, get a little closer to people, and see if he can figure out who it was.
I have a feeling, yeah, because like I know that it was said that like he was like obsessed with like solving his father's murder. So and like he was sort of there like in the end of last season. So I know it's gonna get like a lot worse.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. Like it's gonna be very scary, but also very intriguing. So I'm excited for that. And there have been like promos that like shown like the train diorama. I know like other things that have come up is possibly Carlos getting hurt. And like that's interesting. And also there was in one of the promos, Tommy like passed out at home. And I'm like, this could explain why like we saw behind the scenes things and it said like Captain Gillian for Nancy.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
that.
everyone's like,
Mm.
wait, what?
Like, wait, what? What's going on?
And I'm like, that really confused me, but I'm like, okay, I guess we'll find out.
Right?
And then like there was another sneak peek of like Judd and Wyatt's mom showing Wyatt and his girlfriend and their baby this home he apparently like renovated to make accessible and stuff, since obviously Wyatt's in a wheelchair now. And we also see Charlie and she looks like 4 or 5, which does make sense. Time jump. Like somebody made a tweet earlier that was something like the Lone Star timeline makes no sense. Like how is it that TK is gonna be 30? Or TK was 26 in season 1, and now Charlie and Jonah are 4 or 5. And I'm like, okay, the TK stuff does make sense because each season is about a year. Like, yes, this season has a little bit longer of a time jump, but not really, being that we haven't got a season in like 15 months. But I'm like, I am with you with them being 4 or 5 because that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
Yes and
Yeah.
no. Mostly no. Because I'm just like, wait, Charlie was literally born in season 3.
Right.
And you're telling me she's 4 or 5, even with a big time jump. It's just like, whoa.
Well, it's season 5, so that would be 2 plus a year. They might. I mean, we're saying she looks about 4 or 5. They might just try and describe her as a big 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also
I mean,
depends on the person they could get to play her too.
Yeah.
yeah, well, they had to age her up from the last actors because they were like twin boys playing her.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So they probably were like, okay, we gotta age this girl up.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
probably got new actors to play her. It was, yeah, I don't know. It happens. Like it's very weird how TV works in that sense because
Yeah.
like then they keep aging the kids up, especially like if it's a show it's on a while. Like it's just like It's a little crazy, but like it makes sense. And like we haven't had a season in a bit. So I don't have a lot of things for wish list, but I guess we can move on to that. It's weird because like in the past, like our wish lists are usually like filled, but like I don't know if it's just because I haven't rewatched in a while or like I don't know. I definitely have things that I would like where I'd like to see things end, but I don't know. I just want to see like more Tarlos dates, more domestic stuff, more of their married life, like
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. And I've seen like pictures online of like I'm like we're definitely getting like I know there was like a lunch date when they're like on shift or something, which I'm like
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah.
Because we really haven't got really much of anything like that, and that's kind of what I want for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
I'm
ahead.
just hoping that they have a relationship outside of the murder solving.
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
Agreed.
solving Gabriel's death is extremely important, and I do want to see TK support Carlos, help Carlos, and also, like, corral him a little bit. Like, if
Yeah.
he starts going too far, him being like, "Hey, I love you, but you need to rein in a little
Right.
bit."
Can
Yeah.
we bring Detective
So
Washington back?
Right.
Because I need her before
please.
we go. I
Yeah,
need
we need to
her.
have her come back.
Also, like I don't, I'm worried that Carlos is going to wind up endangering his job depending on what he does. So I'm hoping we don't, because it's an emergency drama. I'm really hoping that we don't swing too far to realistically bring it back to like a good standpoint to leave off the season. But who knows what's going to happen. I just hope that we get well-rounded like Carlos content.
Yeah. Yeah,
Agreed.
I want to see stuff at home. I want to see them doing life together, and especially if we're gonna have a 15-month time jump. We're well past the 1 year of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, Andrea come back. I don't even know if she was on set. I don't know if I remember seeing anything about that, but I'd like to see her back with her voice.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just saw Rafa post something, and both her, Roxy, and Bonito were like clapping and like cheering for him. I was like,
I love
I
them. Like
love that.
they are great. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just love them so freaking much.
Um, yeah, and I'm proud of Rafa for what he posted too. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, I was like their parents, like, and I don't know, like, I think they kind of took him under their wing too, because this was like his first big role, and like, look how it blew up
Mm-hmm.
in like a good way.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Um, definitely. And then I have like a few overall things I would like to see happen.
Yeah,
I'm like interested like to see where everyone ends up at the end of the series.
yeah,
I would love to see like Judd come back by the end of the season and like be captain. I know like the storyline of like Owen, like since he fixed up this firehouse, like going somewhere else that needs help and like doing it again, like that was brought up a few seasons ago, and like that was always like in the back of my mind as like the end, because I could
yeah,
definitely see Owen like going somewhere, like helping them get the firehouse like stable or whatever
yeah.
they need to
Mm-hmm.
do, like help them since he's done it before. And
Right.
then like that's just his thing. Like that's what he does. And I would love to see Judd just like be captain, because I don't think like him leaving is like, even though he like technically retired, I don't think like that's like it's not the end is my thing.
Well, we're
Yeah,
dealing with that over on 911
Yeah,
currently, so
why is this
clearly it's not the
happening?
end.
yeah.
Why is this
It's
happening
clearly
for
not the
both of
end.
our guys? Like what the heck?
Right. Yeah, I don't think the Judd is, personally, I think he's coming back
Oh
I
yeah, I agree.
before the end of the 3 episode kind of beginning season arc. I have a feeling, because mm, there was this look that Wyatt gave in the promo like video that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
and when
The
Judd
yeah,
said
the
something
little
about it,
preview.
he was like Wyatt just kind of had this look like, yeah, we need to talk about that kind of thing. And
Yeah, yeah.
so I would love to see like Judd come back, and he might not. But
Yeah.
and I don't know. Yeah, there's stuff I want to see, but I don't know. I just, my goal is that storylines are wrapped up or left neater than they could be, or they're not like left hanging open, like, does this happen or this happen? I don't know. You'll never know, kind of thing.
From what I've heard, like everything gets wrapped up. Like everything is kind of like they leave. I don't know if they leave it like for a spinoff, leave it open, but like I think they like make everything where we'll be content with it from what I've heard and stuff. I mean, I'm interested to see like everything we're getting, like Paul and Marjan, like I would love to see them like become lieutenants just because
Yeah.
like we know they've both been firefighters for a while. Like they're the
Mhm.
most experienced behind like Judd, let's say. So I think that would be great. And like I don't know, I'm excited to see that. And I want like more of like the duos like TK and Judd. We really haven't got duo
Yeah.
scenes in a while, so I'd love to see something like that. I don't know, I'm just like I'm ready to see everything. Like it's gonna be feel so good when we watch the show for the first time in 50
Right?
months.
Yeah. I don't know that I have any more to add beyond what you
Yeah.
guys said. Like, I really just want it to be a good ending.
Yeah.
I want
hmm
them to blow this season out of the park. I want this to be the best season yet.
Yeah. Good.
Uh, like this is you know what? All that steam that I know some of the actors had saved up for oncoming seasons, put it all into this.
Yeah.
Uh, like I think my main wish is just to go in, enjoy it, end it being like, damn, I really wish that it continued, but like just overall leave happy. Um, and yeah, I have like mini theories on some things, like, but honestly, it's nothing fully fledged. It's
I
just
know. It's more
I
like
I sus
inklings, I guess.
I fully suspect, I don't think Owen's going to be captain there by the end of the season. I think he's either going to be killed off or moved to a new station. I don't think they're going to kill him off, not with the trauma of the first season, but it is an option. But I
Yeah.
don't think he's staying at the 126. I just don't know where he'd go. And, from there, I don't really know. It's just a lot of potential. I'm just really hoping and I'm sure they will handle it carefully.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have many theories. I haven't really, mostly because I haven't really thought about a lot of the things. I have thought about the Enzo Jonah situation just because like everyone's been
Yeah.
talking about that. And like I don't know, I'm mostly just interested to see what happens with that storyline.
Yeah.
Because like it's like whoever comes back is gonna change their life forever. And I'm like, how so?
Right. Yeah. There
Hmm.
was a small part of me that was like, with Enzo's coming, which, they've got Henry Ian Cusack to play Enzo, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And I'm like, they wouldn't just bring him in for one episode. So I'm wondering if there's something with him or Jonah needing help from TK and Carlos, and knowing where we ended last season with how Carlos felt about kids and TK's desire to have kids and all that. I'm just wondering if there's anything that may happen to where TK and Carlos need to step up in some way for care for Jonah, that will change their lives, because they'll go from a couple to family of three.
Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely what I was thinking. And actually, I'm really glad you brought up that because I couldn't remember if I was remembering correctly the sentiment towards having kids that the two of them had. And I do remember that there was some sort of confliction there, but I was like, I don't know if I'm making that up at this point or if I'm remembering correctly.
It's
Um,
basically that Carlos kind of felt like he wasn't going to be a good father and never really planned on having kids, because for him, growing up as a closeted gay man in Texas, he really wouldn't have kids. And then he never
Yeah.
expected to meet somebody like TK and have something different. And he wasn't sure if he'd be ready. And that's why Lou too might be their only child together. I think that was one of the
oh
episodes
yeah.
when he brought him to him.
Oh yeah.
You
Yep.
know, yeah. So in that case, I have two hopes if this winds up being okay. I really feel like this is one of the most likely, like either that they need to step in and help
Yeah.
Enzo or that they need to take over care of Jonah. And either that I want Carlos to fully decide. Because right now it doesn't sound like he really wants to have kids. And so but it sounds like it's for reasons that could maybe be worked with, or he could maybe change his mind. So I'm hoping one of two things. Either that he does decide to like work through those things, like he realizes, you know what, maybe this is a life for me, even though it's the life I didn't think I wanted for a while. This is what I wanted. Like this is what I want now at the stage I am in life now.
Yeah.
Or that he decides hopefully that he doesn't. And I say this because I really feel like topics can be really wishy-washy surrounding like people, especially couples who don't want to have children.
Yeah.
Uh, and I feel like sometimes those get backtracked a little bit too much. So I'm really hoping that if they frame it in a way that like it's a very permanent decision on his mind,
Yeah.
that they don't do that in any sort of way that's going to make anyone feel, I don't know, like their decisions are their own decisions and their lives are like being disrespected. Did I word that right? I it was a half thought out process,
I think I kind of
but
got
I
what you
was
said.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
yeah, like respect to people who are like by choice
Right.
childless.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like also explain it clearly if
Yeah.
they do decide to go through with either
Yeah.
taking care of Jonah or maybe having a kid on their own who's not Jonah. Like
Yeah.
that's that I could spend a lot more time just
Yeah, no, that's true. And you know, Carlos did say, you know, this may be the only child we share together. But
Yeah.
you know, he kind of wasn't closing the door completely, which was good. But TK was okay with that. Yeah. So
yeah, we'll see what happens. though.
yeah, I'm excited that Lone Star is finally back. It's been so long. It's nice to get back to recording. Not that I didn't enjoy talking about 911 because I know we all love 911 as well. And this last season on 911 has been, you know, was awesome. Had been pick me up from the last few seasons. So yeah, I feel like it's nice we're back to Lone Star, but then we get 911, and it's gonna be weird to have both seasons starting around the same time. Like they're
I
starting
know.
a couple of days.
I was
of each other.
thinking it's gonna be so weird because we'll be recording on the day that 9-1 comes out, and I'm like, we'll probably be recording when it's on.
Oh,
I thought
God.
about the third day. I'm like,
Shoot, yeah.
wait.
Oh, shoot. Well,
That's okay.
Yeah,
Hulu's
it's
for.
gonna be so strange.
It will be a little strange. But yeah. Speaking of 9-1, apparently we're opening with bees. We're getting
So there's a lot of
bees.
buzz about it.
Is our emergency.
I couldn't help myself.
No, 9-1 has been posting like all these things and like
They
they're like,
have
did
two
you hear?
shticks going on: the mustache and the bees.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay,
And
the
they are
mustache.
both
Let's talk about that
We haven't
because
even talked about the mustache privately. This is gonna
No,
be chaos.
okay,
this is
okay,
gonna
guys.
be-
The first time I saw the mustache, I was like, this cannot be real.
I
Like
thought it was a
he's,
joke.
Oh my
I did
God.
too. I thought it was a joke. I was like, this cannot be real. Like what? Like
I was like, he can't be keeping it for the season. Nope. I mean, like, you can't be fooling with it. Nope.
Ryan all like, oh yeah, I just showed up one day just to see what they do, and they went up to ABC and they agreed. And I was like, oh boy.
Oh, for
I wish they would
Lord.
have said no, but you know.
I don't. Yeah,
Listen.
I've heard it doesn't last for like super long, but I'm just like,
I have
what?
heard it goes away. I don't know. I have feelings on it. First of all, I will be the first to establish. I love a good beard. Like I love when a man can wear facial hair well. I don't like mustaches.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I
Like-
can occasionally appreciate when someone looks good in them, but as a standard thing, I don't like mustaches.
I don't like the way they look. I just don't like.
Yeah.
I don't mind beards, like as long as they're not like too long. Like there
As long as
is.
they're well maintained. Like
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it
Yeah.
looks good, but when you like let it get like super long, I'm just like, no.
also no neck beard.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I love Ryan Guzman. He's a gorgeous man. Just honestly, I feel like that aged him like 10 years.
I kind of agree. Yeah.
I don't know that I would say as far as 10 years, but it definitely does age him a little bit.
Yeah.
Listen, I still think even with my like hating, like I don't like mustaches, I do think he wears the mustache well.
Yeah.
It's grown on me a little
Yeah.
bit.
It fits the
after
part. He's going
seeing-
through a midlife crisis.
You
You know
know,
what?
that's
Yeah.
exactly. Some people
It's-
get motorcycles, others but grow mustaches.
Well, you know what? He's attended too many motorcycle crashes as a firefighter to
Right.
be able to
Yeah.
rationalize getting motorcycles. So let's not be that
And I love
poor
how
dad
like
from season 1.
yeah, and I love like how the cast and the crew like really got on the wagon, and then like one day he comes to work and everybody's got a mustache on. I even saw a video that 911's ABC posted of Gavin with one. I was like,
Oh, that's
it's gotta be
so
Gavin.
funny. Oh my
It was so
gosh.
cute.
I know. I'm glad it's going. I don't hate it as much as I did.
Yeah.
because I've seen it be floated around so much at this point. I feel like I'm
Mhm.
immune to it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have stood it being worn by anyone else.
Right.
For sure.
So that's my thoughts on the mustache.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I just love that the ABC promotional team has been having so much fun.
Yes, I love like the promos so great. Like,
And his B-NATO.
yeah,
I
I
love that they've been
love
doing everything possible to distract from the actual like serious things in the season. They're like, oh, there's like a plane crash happening or something happening on a plane. Not, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, there's the super homophobic and racist captain taking over the 118. Oh, look, there are bees. Like they're not. They don't. They're keeping everything important under wraps. Also, the fact that I don't think we've even seen Lou Ferrigno Jr. on technically on set, even though we know he's back this season.
No.
Like they're keeping
Okay.
Tommy fully under wraps.
They're like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
cannot post, no videos,
Mm.
no anything. Like
They
and,
literally
like,
just confirmed in a interview that yes, that Buck Tommy's still going strong. There's still a
Yeah.
couple, all that. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we've seen.
yeah.
And
Other than
I
like the
know.
217 truck next to the 118 truck, and he works at the 217. So there is that.
Yeah, there
But
is.
mm, they're keeping everything tight.
Which I like
For-
because like
I'm
I don't
okay
mind a
with.
spoiler, but like sometimes it's nice when you can go into the season and not know everything.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they're keeping this under wraps so much. This good. It's gonna be good. Oh, like this is building anticipation for this. Like I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah, and I think it has some like I know there were some comments made like I think from that same interview about how Buck was struggling with his lack of as much free time as he used to have.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got
Yeah.
so much coming back, and I'm glad we're talking about this because I was wondering if we were going to talk about it. I hadn't looked at the notes, so I was like, "Yay, we're talking about it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but we couldn't not like. Obviously, we're focusing on Lone Star first, but
we will talk about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Eventually. But this is all the stuff that apparently is supposed to happen. So we will come back with every member of the 118 facing a crisis. Bobby is forced to follow through with his retirement and take a job as a technical advisor on an action TV show called Hot Shots.
Oh my god.
I'm just
This
like
is gonna be so funny.
I'm
can't wait.
here
This
for
is
it.
gonna be amazing.
I'm ready for him to be like, that would never happen.
Which is
Like,
gonna be so ironic. I want to do people listening to this may know, you guys might know, the actual firefighter who makes videos reacting to like 911 Station 19 emergencies going, huh? Like,
yes.
so one guy.
Fire Department Chronicles, yeah.
Yeah, him. And I'm just like, I want him to be the Fire Department Chronicles on 911.
Yeah, that would be
Please. I mean, hell, if they want to hire the guy who does the 911, like the Fire Department Chronicles, do like a cameo or something, I will flip. But no, I want them to mock themselves.
Yeah.
Please.
That's so great. And Bobby and Athena are still looking for a home after theirs was burned down by arson. Buck is reeling from Gerard being named the 118's new captain,
Yeah.
which obviously, like, this man's homophobic, racist, everything. Especially
I
like,
have feelings of this.
and there's this one picture where Buck and Gerard are like face to face, like so close together, and Buck, but people are like, "Oh my God, Buck's gonna punch him," and I'm like, "I want to punch him. I'll come."
Right?
I want to punch him, please.
Line
Is
up.
this going to be a fest? Like, we can take care of this. I don't know. I think I have mixed feelings on like the phrasing that or the look that Buck is going to have the most problems. And I can understand in a couple of ways. I can understand why he's going to struggle. He's never known leadership other than Bobby, other than like Hannah's interim, that kind of deal. That's going to be really hard. He views Bobby as a father. You know, this is going to be a huge change. Also, Gerard is a fucking asshole. Like,
yeah,
it's going to be difficult. I think where I come in, and I think I've discussed this before with like just in general in the fandom, I don't want them to make him I don't want them to make it look like he will be the biggest target because he
Yeah.
is a white, straight presenting, not straight, but largely straight presenting. He's not a very flamboyant guy. He's he's Buck
Right.
guy. And he works with a black lesbian woman and an Asian man. At the very least that we can think of, plus a Hispanic man as well. Like there are other people that have in the past been victims of Gerard
Yeah.
and are like likely to be again. So I'm like, obviously, especially like we don't know what Gerard knows about
Right.
Buck and Tommy being together. Like, does he know they're a couple? Like, what's going on here? But I'm just like, please don't make him into the biggest victim of this, or make it seem like he's the I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think
the most
there's
struggling.
some comments made that it probably is going to be Buck struggling the most with Gerard because Hen and Chim have both dealt with him before and know how he acts. And Eddie has been in the military and has dealt with crappy commanding officers. So all three of them have had structure in a different way with Gerard or kind of in the military. And Buck is the only one that hasn't had that experience. And I love Bobby and I love how he runs his house, but I do feel like he has let them slide on some things. Like sometimes they're not all in the same uniform. Sometimes they're wearing, like, one's wearing a t-shirt, another one's wearing their uniform top. Some are wearing long sleeves, short sleeves. It's all certain things like that tend to be like a uniform thing they want. And so I can tell Gerard's gonna be a a-hole about it.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
You know what? Found slightly different. I think my main thing that I was actually saying is I just don't want them to make him the only target.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Oh yeah.
Like if they do that, and I don't think they will.
Right.
But I've seen a lot of people talking online like he's going to be the only person facing Gerard's wrath. And I'm like, hold up. Like I fully agree.
Yeah.
Like Eddie and Shim, they're all going to be coming at this from a different perspective because they've dealt with this all their life.
Right.
And Hen and Shim have dealt with Gerard before. But like I'm like, don't on that. But yeah, no, you are fully right. That thank you for bringing that up because that helped articulate what I was trying to say.
Right.
And it's
yeah. I did see like somebody say something like, well, the reason why Buck is going to be like that's going to be more of like he's going to be the biggest target, or not even he's going to be the biggest target, but the reason why he's going to be like the one most affected is because Hen and Jim both already said what they need to say to Gerard to kind of like move on or whatever. So like they've already like said what they had to say. Where Buck has never dealt with him. Eddie hasn't either, but I feel like Buck is going to be the most bothered by him, and he
also another oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I was just thinking like also Hen's got her own shit to worry about at the moment.
Yeah.
With Councilwoman Ortiz, and Chim's also like helping Hen with her shit and dealing with his own shit. And obviously now he and Maddie have 2 kids in the house kind of deal. And Eddie also now doesn't have his son. So I feel like they yes, they're gonna struggle in a way, but like they're also gonna be struggling outwardly. But like for Buck, his life is generally pretty calm at the moment. Like he's in a stable relationship. It's still relatively new, but it's a stable relationship. And outside of maybe helping out Bobby and Athena on occasion, like I don't know, he's not work's really the only other thing really happening other than helping out where the others need help.
Yeah, I just I'm so like not ready to see Gerard as captain. I'm just like, can we get through this storyline just so fast? Because I'm not.
Can the bees pick him up and take him away?
I mean, if you get enough of them together, they can move a car.
Please, like I'm just hoping he's not around long.
I know. I don't even know how he still has a job because like what the heck? You can literally harass your literally the people that you like. You can harass people and you're allowed to literally still have a job. Like they didn't even demote him.
Yeah, this is Ortiz's doing. I can tell you that. Like I'm like, she somehow like I mean honestly, age-wise, she shouldn't even be a captain.
Yeah,
he should have been retired years ago.
I mean, I think I feel like there is definitely a statement to be made about like the system being a bit screwed up towards why Gerard wasn't fully removed from duty. And obviously we thought he was at how Hen Begins ended, but clearly it's not. However, it's like the fact that obviously it's Ortiz's doing, the fact that he was like go back to the same house and everything. I just want to know how they're connected.
Yeah.
And I want to know what the general end game is here. Because
Yeah.
they've got to have an end game. We know they're working together.
Yeah, we just don't know why.
But what's the common denominator there?
I mean, Ortiz, it's like for sure like revenge, but like I
Yeah.
don't really know what is in it for Gerard. Like, what could he possibly get revenge on that he was moved out of the 118? He didn't like anybody at the 118 because he didn't act like it.
Right.
Like that your firehouse was taken because that was your like boys club. I don't even friggin' know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hope they touch on it a little bit. And then I really hope they make their downfall epic.
Oh yeah. I'm like ready for them to just like all like report him or do whatever they need to do or
Yeah.
do something so drastic where you're just like, I don't know, just something. But
So, oh no, we didn't realize he fell down that sewer. Wait, where's the sewer got? No one knows. Like, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't drag on too long. I don't want the whole season to be full of like shit with Gerard.
Right.
agreed.
I don't think
Agreed.
so. I think Bobby will be back within a few episodes. Again, probably after their like emergency arc in the beginning, they'll probably figure out a way. It's every time something like this happens, I'm reminded of CSI, the original. There was this one time where the head of the department had his team split in half, and some of them worked the graveyard shift, and some of them had to work the mid shift because the city didn't want them all working together because they were too many things were happening on the shift, and something major happened, and then he's like, I want my team back. And I kind of get that. Like, I think about that a lot. I think about that when like something like this happens, and I feel like Bobby would be like, I think something's going to happen, and Gerard's going to be the reason or the cause of why it didn't happen the way it should have happened. And I think Bobby's going to be like, I want my house back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I know we've had we've had leaked photos or something, some sort of something with Bobby back in his captain's
Oh
uniform.
yeah, like one of the
So
crew members leaked
so
that, but I'm
he's definitely coming back at some point. Like I don't think that was
Okay.
ever the question.
for
Do
sure.
we know how many episodes we're getting of 911 this year?
They haven't confirmed, but I'm assuming it's like more than 10 because
I hope so.
I've heard it was like a full season, but I don't know what they're considering a full season.
Right. Okay.
But we'll
I mean,
see.
historically that's been 18 episodes, but who
We
knows at
don't
this
know.
point?
Yeah, we're not. Yeah. Other stuff is Maddie and Chimney doing what they can to keep Hen and Karen with their foster daughter um despite efforts of Councilwoman Ortiz, who's running for mayor. Of course she friggin' is.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah, like I knew it had to do like a promotion, and I'm just like, I can't. And then Eddie is mourning his son's move to Texas. Oh, and the giant swarm of bees descending to Los Angeles. We just wanted to generate the buzz, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh,
It's
Dead joke.
I don't know. It's yeah. It's the funny thing is that people have come and been like, no, you guys think this is bizarre? Let us show you actual footage of this happening. And there's
Yeah,
been
they're
like actual instances of this happening before. And I'm
yeah,
like, of
and
course.
there's movies on it, and they've already
Oh yeah.
said that they took inspiration from those, and people are like, "Yeah, I
right.
told you guys." And then I know in the
Yeah. People are
promo,
always saying, what were you saying?
I know in the promo, Buck was like, "Pinado," and I love when Buck has those lines that are like just like we love it.
The most out of pocket shit. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I know we've already I know there's been speculation online that whatever's happening with the aircraft will mimic another movie. I want to it's something like aircraft or airport something 75. I don't know. But if synopsis of that has me leaving, if we are following that thing, it's possible that Tommy's going to be getting a big role in the emergency for that. Because I believe the
oh
synopsis
wait,
of
yeah,
that movie has something to do with along the lines of something happens to the pilot, a woman has to go up front and take over, and she doesn't know how to fly the plane, so they're trying to direct her, and then a helicopter pilot gets dropped onto the plane or into the plane to help land.
Okay,
And
so
we're all like, wait a second, if this is mimicking it, and we don't know for sure, if this is mimicking it, could we get Athena and Tommy working together?
that would be cool.
I would.
That would be cool.
For that.
I did
Oh my god.
see a sneak peek today. They played on some talk show before Angela went on. Like basically Athena is like talking to I forget who, and it's like she found out that basically the man that murdered Emmett
Oh yeah.
was getting a deal or whatever because he was part of a different case or something. So she's like, he murdered my fiance and he's getting like he's
Yes, I
getting
heard
what a deal.
that.
That is so like I'm excited for that to come back up because we haven't heard
I'm
that they
glad
talked
that they're
about in
bringing
a
back.
few seasons.
Yeah, she even got put
So
on suspension because of that.
Yes.
so by the way,
interesting.
that movie is called Airport 1975.
I'm gonna have to check this out
So
because I
yeah.
haven't heard of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's just speculation online. This is nothing confirmed, but like if this is the case, ooh, this is gonna be great. But yeah, no, I heard that thing about Emmett's killer, and I was like, oh, so we're bringing that back up. I'm glad we are. Because this may seem like it's a while later, but honestly, legal stuff takes a long time.
Right. When things happen, like it takes like 2, 3 years, even sometimes 5 years to go to trial.
Yeah.
And this was a case from like, what, 30 years ago for
Yeah.
them?
It took them
Like,
30
I don't
years
think
to
it's going
solve
to
it.
be high priority as much. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, granted, it does deal with the murder of a police officer, but like, still, I'm not surprised it's going to have taken this long.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, I gotta share. So there is that note about Councilwoman Ortiz running for mayor. I'm just gonna say, can we do something epic with the fact that the line was dropped last season about the fire chief should run for mayor because of how good he is at bullshit?
Wow.
Can we see a fire department and like politics showdown of some kind? I want to see the fire chief beat out Councilwoman Ortiz for
Oh gosh, that would be
mayor.
cool.
I would love to see that.
Right.
Like I'm pulling that out of my ass, but I'm like, they could pull that line and like make something of it.
Yeah.
I want
I
to see
don't know.
something so drastic happen where she's gotta like be arrested. I want her to burn to the
Oh,
ground.
Oh, I want this to be fire explosion. Like I want the drama.
And I'm waiting for
Yeah.
Head and Carrot to stand there like the mama bears they are and be like
Right.
just stare him down. Just be like, bye.
I'm still feeling so vindictive this season about just like, and we're going to take you to the ground and you to the ground and there's no mercy here.
Yeah. I just main things I want. Councilwoman, go bye-bye.
Yeah, really.
Gerard, go bye bye.
Bye. Be like,
No. Wait. Can we get? Oh, can we have Gerard get taken away by a swarm of bees? Particularly because he made that comment about Tommy getting his wings.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
yeah, karma bite you in the ass, dude.
If we don't get this canonically, I'll write it.
Here for it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much wish list either, but it's gonna be interesting seeing Eddie navigate his life without Chris because he's literally never lived alone. He hasn't even been away from Chris besides the time he was in the army.
Right.
It's been a
So
long time.
it's gonna be weird for him. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see that. I'm also interested to see how if like when Chris comes back, if it's gonna be like mid-season, if it's gonna be the end of the season. We don't know anything. Like that's also being kept under wraps. I know Gavin was asked about it and it was kind of like a joke video. It was kind of like he was gonna answer and it's like, no, you can't answer that.
Yeah, it was really cute too seeing the pictures from this week, and because Gavin, I guess, got to meet Ronan, and then so I was like, oh,
that's so cute.
You know what? I
know what I want to happen for Chris. I want it to be mid-season. I want us to get a Christmas episode, and I want us to do a throwback to the whole Christmas reunion thing. and Chris comes
Ooh,
home.
Yeah, I would love
That's what
that.
I want.
that would be
Like
cute.
obviously the second Chris enters my screen, I will be so down for whatever's happening. But
Right.
that is what I want.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So cute.
I
Oh
know.
yeah.
It would be like cool to have like family reunion not only for that, but like imagine if Hen and Karen got Mara back around that time too, because I
Oh
don't
my
know how
gosh,
long
that's
that
right.
storyline's gonna take. So it
yeah.
could be like mid-season where that, and I would love to see like a bunch of like reunions and the same thing. Like
Please, yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to take her down because like what she did is like so far from legal.
Oh yeah, it's so shady.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, we get enough of politicians doing shady shit in the real world. Can we at least get a
Right.
hand up on them in the like fictional,
Yeah,
please?
for
Yeah.
real.
On second thought, Gerard gets flown away by Santa. Sorry, just thought about that.
Instead of
Wait,
Grandma got run
Um,
over by a reindeer, it was Gerard got run over by a reindeer.
wait, you remember the episode where
bingo.
this kid shipped himself literally in a box to
Oh, I
not buy a
remember.
plane ticket during one of the Christmas
Death or
episodes?
something. Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, he got knocked out and he was in a packing factory and he got packed and put into the aircraft
That's what it was.
carrier.
Okay, I'm mixing
Yeah.
that
Yes,
up with a
right.
His name
different
was like
show.
Seth or something. Like,
I'm
yeah.
mixing that
I
up
get
with a different show because in a different
this.
show, somebody literally tried to save money. They packed themselves
Oh
in
my
a
gosh.
box to get across the country. I mixed that up with a
That
different
sounds
show.
about right.
I don't
But you
know
you
what.
know what? I'm just gonna say the 901 encyclopedia is still working. It might
Yeah,
not be working for Lone Star at the moment, but it's working for 911.
Oh yeah, Grace on it.
but speaking of
I was like,
that,
hang on.
what
We're back.
where I was going with that is I want them to pack George in a box and just ship him off somewhere.
Off or he should just take a long walk off a short pier. Fine with me.
Send them out of the country.
Right?
Just drop him in the middle of the ocean somewhere. Like,
Send him
make
on a
it
cruise
someone
ship.
else's problems.
Put him on a cruise ship. Wait,
Make him a shark's problem. Like
They wouldn't want him either.
they would eat him and spit him out.
true, because he would taste rotten. Oh my god. In serious like wish list form though. Oh my gosh. Yes,
Gerard
I
needs to
want
get fired again. I don't really know what happened
needs to get
before,
fired.
Right?
but
I like permanently fired.
Yeah.
I want Ortiz to burn to the ground. Uh, of course, I want Eddie and Chris to get reunited,
Yeah.
but I want both of them to be in therapy and also do some therapy together because
Yep.
they're gonna
yes.
need to
It's
work
needed.
out what happened with a mediator. And it's not obviously they gotta talk it out. Helps say Gavin. Chris has got to be able to feel heard.
Right.
Eddie like needs to be able to, I don't know, hear his son and also like mend that bond and also work out because that was kind of traumatizing for him too, in the same way that he was relieving like before
Yeah.
that. That's all kinds of messed up. So I want that. I want to see Hen, Karen, Mara all together, and I want to see Denny being like, of course, the best big brother he is. We haven't
Right.
really mentioned Denny so far. I just want to say love Denny, or Denny. And obviously, I want great unhinged Bethina shenanigans in house hunting. Please.
God.
I want them to go, no, the linoleum's too wrinkly. Like I want them to just have like the most batshit like experience of their lives. And I would, of course, I want to see what's happening on with Harry. I want to see a little bit of Maggie this season as well. We didn't get much of her last season. Obviously, the actress is busy in school and all that.
Right.
And gosh, I just want to get like a good full season. And of course, hardly even needs saying, I want to see like all the Buck Tommy content.
I know, same.
Right.
Hardly even needs saying. I'm so excited for this. And I also want to see them both getting like good time individually. Obviously, Tommy is a supporting character, not a main, so we're going to get more Buck content than we will Tommy. But I'd love to see like Tommy interacting with some of the rest of the crew as like the cast as well. Like went up like, well, maybe a barbecue or something. I don't know. Let's do fanfic scenarios.
I
But yeah,
want Robbie to be back.
Yes, I want Robbie
Ravi,
back.
yes.
Robbie,
We need him
bestie, I
back.
miss you.
Ugh, I don't know how
You know
Gerard
what?
feel about him.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, I forgot about him
Actually,
honestly
I
before
don't
now.
want. I love Ravi, but I don't want him to have to go through the drama of Gerard.
Oh
Oh my
my
God,
God,
can you
no.
imagine another person for Gerard to pick on?
Oh God.
Robbie, you can come back when Bobby's
And
back.
Ravi's Ravi's the youngest too.
He is the proby.
He's
Robbie's
the baby.
Yeah.
We're protecting him, which I can kind of see everyone like kind of protecting him. But also I really want to see him use his real estate knowledge to help Bobby and Athena because obviously he owns several apartment buildings. He's gotta have connections,
Oh my
even if he
gosh.
doesn't know where to help them.
Yes. He just I love that.
Yeah, please. Yes, I can't believe I forgot Robbie. Love Robbie. I want him back, please. Yeah.
Yes, I love him.
I just want all the content, honestly. That's it. I just want to see everyone living their best lives or working to live their best lives. So yeah.
Agreed.
I kind of feel like this is going to be an interesting season because this is going to be the second season on ABC. So season 7 did really well. So I'm really hoping that it continues. I don't know if there's any change ups in the writers' room or anything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more 911 and I'm like a little overwhelmed that I have 2 episodes to watch a week instead of just one. But
yeah,
I know we've talked about how we're planning on tackling that. So like I'm not as overwhelmed with that.
Yeah, so we'll in the fall we'll be covering the Lone Star episodes as they air live on Mondays. It actually airs like a day after my birthday, so I'm like happy birthday to me.
Yay.
And
Yeah.
if there's a Lone Star break one week, we'll cover a 9-1 episode. I don't really know how they're gonna air. I think it's likely that the bulk of the episodes for Lone Star will air in the fall and then it'll wrap super early in 2025, but we'll kind of see what happens. It'll be interesting to see this being more the average season, if what the breaks look like for 9-1 as well, because obviously on Fox it would air in the fall and then cut out in December and then we wouldn't get till March. So I'm interested to see if it's a slightly different breaks system, I guess is a good way to put it. And not a split. We'll kind of see, but I'm excited that we're back and that we finally talk about Lone Star. It's been too long.
Yes.
It's been 84 years.
Literally.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to be back. Yeah, I don't have much more than that. It's just been too long. And I can't believe we're coming. Gosh, how long have we been doing this podcast anyway?
Oh my God, 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh
in November, it'll be 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
And our number, this current episode number is 119, and then we got 911. So that I'm a numbers person, so that's why I like.
I know, guys.
I know
wait
that
until we hit 126.
Oh, it's so close.
Yeah, we ended on 118, then we start with 119, and
I know I kind of
126
forgot.
coming up.
And then we're never gonna have another number work unless we somehow get into 621, 811, 911, depending on where we are, But that'll be far down the line.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really glad to be back just in general, is chatting with you all and and listening to you guys and maybe getting more on the Discord again. I've been I kind of took some of the summer off just kind of from social media and kind of there's a lot going on out there and stuff that I just don't want it to be a part of. And
I kind of stay in my own little bubble.
Yeah, I'm not hiding into the sand. I do know what is going on. I just am choosing not to interact with it because I just am not. I'm not gonna say things or have what I say twisted, and it's none of people's business. And I'm that's why I'm sticking to it. What will happen will happen, and that has nothing to do with 911 or Lone Star, just in general. But yeah, I kind of took a break from social media. It's nice to get back a little bit and to have a reason to be back on there. But yeah, I'm trying and get back into Discord a little bit more. So come and join and talk with us on Discord.
For sure.
Yeah. I've been on social media, and particularly one place. I've been on Tumblr. I've been in the trenches.
In the trenches, yeah, for sure.
The trenches. And I'm part of the reason some of these don't know what's happening in the fandom and the
I
thing.
like it because like
Uh,
I
You get the
I
condensed version.
yeah, I don't really go on there, so like I don't know. Like I could fill you guys in and all the TikTok drama 911 bursts.
Yeah.
Which I stay away from most of it, but like I could tell you what's going
Hey,
on there.
at least none of us are keeping up on Twitter.
I
I
go on there
stay
every
on
once in a
Tumblr and
while.
that's it.
I go on there every once in a while
Real.
just to like look. Plus I have other accounts, so like I'll go on there. But like I never go through any of like the hashtags. Like I mostly go on there if
I
I
like myself
see
too much.
yeah. I just if somebody like that like I get a notification for does something, I'll look at it. And most time it's like nothing like it's not like because sometimes I get Twitter notifications for things I don't even know why I get Twitter notifications. But that's like literally the only reason why I would ever open that app.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So it's been you know what? Even within all the drama that I've seen over the last few months and all that, I have truly encountered some really amazing fans and heard some like really great takes. Like I feel like it's the most involved I've been in like the 911 mothership fandom ever, and also just like in fandom social media in general, which in a while at least. And it comes with its downfalls and it comes with, its bonuses. But truly, there are some really, great people out there that are just really doing the Lord's work in the fandom. And I just want to say, like, you know what? You're one of those people. You're amazing. And honestly, I'm just glad we all get to enjoy a silly little firefighter show together. The little wee
Agreed.
woo show.
Yeah, our little show that could.
Our little show.
Another train joke. And it's funny the
Like,
place I just
that's
moved to,
clever.
there's a train. Like I just heard the whistle. It goes by quite frequently, and so I hear it every once in a while. And it's so knowing that we have another train derailment episode, it's like,
Yeah.
there it goes again.
I heard it this time.
I heard it one of the other times. Yeah, it's funny. That's so funny.
But yeah, I'm just glad you know what? I'm just glad we're all back together too. Like,
Yeah.
doing this together.
Yeah,
Heck
the three of us, the trio. Yes, we're in it.
Thank you guys so much for joining us and listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to check out our website, 91lsroundup.com. You guys can also follow the podcast on our socials at 91lsroundup on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And also join our Discord server. The link is in the description of this podcast and also on our website. You guys can follow me, Katie, at Carlos on TikTok and Instagram and Threads.
You guys can follow me, Grace, at Run911 on Instagram, at SheepGirl31 on Twitter.
You can follow me, EJ, at EJ8302 on Instagram, Twitter, Threads. And I have an account on Tumblr, but I don't usually use it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.